Hey, welcome back to the video, everyone. Today we got something special for you. We're taking on the algorithm. Yes, indeed. Human versus bot. It's always something that interests me as a full-time poker player. We are always looking at solvers, computer assistants. Not while we're playing, because that's against the rules, but, you know, to help us improve, to be analytical. And there's also quite a common debate on humans versus solvers, humans versus bots, whatever, in poker. And I've been hearing a lot of discussion about it in the streets of Sorare, and wanted to get involved because I do think the algorithm is flawed for now on Sorare. I do think us humans can outperform the bot in a 1 versus 1 Sorare battle. So that's what we're going to do today. This is how it works, okay? This is how we're going to do it, our format. You can let me know in the comments if you have any ideas on how we should do things differently. This could be something we do every single midweek. A little midweek bot battle or something for the midweek fixtures, because the weekend has just got too many lineups. It would take too long. So who wins more money? Human versus bot fantasy football. We're going to do the total dollar amount wins. Total dollar amount from ETH and projected value of each card. We're going to add up and we're going to determine the amount of each card won based on recent sales, based on the floor price, based on a couple of factors. It's not just going to be like we're going to add up all the floor prices or we're going to add up all the recent sales, because sometimes there's exceptions. We pick the lineups first, and then we make the algorithm pick the same order of lineups. The pros to the bot would be, you know, robots, numbers, analytics. They can do it better than any of us. Bot cons, they can't listen to the press conferences. They're not there. They're not listening to TalkSport, you know. Have you ever been stuck in traffic and there's a robot listening to TalkSport on the radio in his car? Me neither. They also don't consider like future lineups, and they're not very. They don't think of, in poker we call that the future EV. They're not considering future EV or future game simulations. There's no future game sims from these bots. And by future game, to be clear, I mean like when I'm doing a line, or I'll have my prioritized lineups. When I prioritize my under 23 rare, which is my first lineup, and which is why we'll do it one by one. When I go to my under 23, I'm not saying, oh, Jesus Ferreira, I want to keep him for Champ Euro. I'm not doing that. But to an extent, when I'm on my 4th or 5th lineup and it might be a Challenger Europe or it might be an All-Star or whatever, I'm going to think, okay, no, I want to use this guy for Cap 240, because if I use this guy in Cap 240, he can fucking bang. Oh, no, I want to use this guy because he's my only under 23 forward. Oh, I want to use this guy here. Oh, I want to use this guy in the MLS Pro 270 Limited because he's my only MLS keeper. The bot just does lineup, bang, best lineup possible, next. And that's interesting, because at the end of the day, we want to, when we're competing in this fantasy game, there's loads of benefits and it's very enjoyable, but we want the most rewards, we want the most return possible. We want the highest return possible. We add up all the cards, the money. We want the return, right? You can't argue otherwise. So we are going to see who does better in terms of bringing home the bacon, you know? Anyway, this is our under 23 lineup. Most prioritized. I want Kvicek to come back. Reborn. He's had a rough patch. Like, the players, the algorithm has been choosing over Kvicek Kvaratskhelia. It's like the Paul Pogba days at his first spell at United, when Ferguson was putting Raphael and who else in midfield over fucking teenager Paul Pogba. Anyway, we know Kvicek Kvaratskhelia. We're a human. We've seen him play. The bot is looking at the recent numbers and saying, okay, this guy is don't put this guy in the academy, I think is what the bot's saying. But anyway, this is the first bot lineup. We just said under 23, click, done. I think we went to All-Star Rare, which is something we're starting to prioritize more and more. So if I don't have any one big strong all-star rare lineup, if I look at my best 5 all-star players aside from under 23s, because we love the under 23s and we do prioritize, as you saw. But if my all-star rare lineup is not looking like podium potential, I'm just going to prioritize other lineups and like literally save all-star to last and see if I can just... Because I do think quality is really important over quantity, but that's not to say there's not a little bit of room for, hey, I'm going to stretch out my quantity a little bit here to sacrifice a little bit of quality here and here. Now, the jury's still out on that one. This is could be the age-old discussion. This is our all-star rare lineup. Danilo and Kai Wagner. When I was playing around with my rough work for the lineups for the midweek, a lot of my drafts had these guys in separate teams, but I think they just got to stick together, honestly. Big cards. Gundogan looks like he's going to play. He has been a little inconsistent minutes-wise at Barca, as expected, but looks like he's going to... Oh, he did play. And now, bear with me. A few of the midweek fixtures have already been played, and we are going to look through who has played. I've sorted these teams by who's the best scorers, and all the teams above this cap 240 rare have been scored, and I don't know what's gone on. I did see the Auxure boys banged 4-0. We'll get to all that in a moment. So I went all-star rare. The ALGO went for this all-star rare. Used Barini in there. Alvaro Garcia was used heavily across... I think it's just Cadiz have done so poorly in the center in midfield areas or something. That's what the algorithm really likes about it. Somewhat of a similar team. It's interesting that the bot chooses the away keeper in this fixture over Providel. And that just must be because of the higher L15, right? These things really interest me, honestly. It's like, is the bot right to choose... Because the bot has chosen Vanja over Providel. This is Lazio against Torino. We're obviously going Lazio are the favourites. Lazio are at home. Lazio have the higher chance of a clean sheet on paper. But maybe not. Maybe the bot's right. What do you guys think? It's surely Providel over Vanja away. Bot goes for this lineup anyway. We went All-Star Pro next, I think. We went All-Star Pro next. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, we did go All-Star Pro next, and we used our only 2 competitive super rare cards for the midweek. We do have about 6 active super rare cards, no maybe 7 or 8 super rare cards, no goalkeepers, only 2 competitive ones, as I said. We threw the rest of them in a cap 220 super rare lineup with Stole Dimitrievski and the Rayo Vallecano boys, which we'll see in a second. And the bot went for a very different approach for cap 220 super rare as well, which is also another interesting talking point, which we'll get to in a moment. But this All-Star Rare Pro, normally I'm not super competitive in All-Star Rare Pro, and I use All-Star Rare Pro as, hey, it's just another opportunity to get a lineup out with my leftover players, which I don't think is the right attitude at all. But here it is, and Vanja was our second choice keeper if we're not including the under 23 lineups, clearly. And the algorithm went for this. I guess they did the reverse and they put Providel in All-Star Rare Pro. No, they went Dea Makewa. Interesting. And they only used 1 super rare. They used Kai Wagner. They captain Burgess. They captain Burgess away and I like it. This could be like. Burgess could score 90 through AA alone, or 100 through AA alone in this away fixture for sure. And RWD actually just got a big 0-0 result against someone, or maybe I'm getting my Belgian teams mixed up. But yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Like, I'm confident I'll beat the algorithm. I'm like, what is it, PSU fans who does some content over there with Laird on Sorare data? PSU fans sounds and seems confident that he'll beat the algorithm. So am I, big time. And as you can see by the lineups, maybe you guys are confident in me too. Let me know what you think's going on. And of course, as I said, let me know if you have any ideas for how to do this going forward in the future. Challenger Europe Rare, I believe we prioritize next, because we did have a very good keeper to put in our Challenger Rare. We used the Union boys together. And I believe the algorithm went nearly identical to this. It did go identical, yeah, and I remember that because this has been the only time the algorithm and I have chosen the exact same lineup, and that's because we always line up. We always have a lot of lineups, so it's quite unlikely for me and the algorithm just to ping a lineup exactly the same each. Are we going to captain the same player though? I don't think I'm captain Dan Rotz, to be honest. But we'll see when we go through the scores in a moment. Oh wait, they are the weekend scores. We have some rewards to open. Did I forget to say that at the start of the video? Oh well, it's a nice little surprise for you. We do have some rewards to open. So Challenger, the bot went Challenger. Then we surely went cap 240, or did we go under 23 Rare Pro? I think we went under 23 Rare Pro because I'm like, right, I can get out an under 23 Rare team. I do. It's all about Diego Romero, which is why it wasn't a little bit higher up the priorities, because we had that Malik Thiaw super rare card as well. But this is quite a risky lineup with Diego Romero, about 60-70% chance of playing versus his colleague Jose Carvalho, the 38-year-old goalkeeper. Diego Romero is the backup keeper, and he's young enough to be the starting goalkeeper's son. There's about 16 years in the difference. Anywho, we went this under 23 Rare Pro because we didn't want to leave it till last, because then we want to have 5, and this is 5 strong under 23 players. You know, if Diego Romero does play, decent chance of a clean sheet here, relative to other goalkeepers who you're like, you know, it's hard to get a clean sheet, and this is relatively good chances of getting one in the Peruvian league. Charles de Ketteler can bang and has banged. Malik Thiaw away to Caligari. Rodrigo, really big card. You might think it's a shame to waste him in a bit of a throwaway Rare Pro lineup without any super rare cards, but there's DNP risks at Madrid, so it's a bit of a risky team as a whole. And this is what the bot went for under 23 Rare Pro. I'm a little bit worried the bot's going to start pulling away with edge. Yeah, the bot didn't use this Malik Thiaw on the All-Star Rare Pro like us and used it here. And just used the good matchups on paper, the Hugo Doro and Jurgen Larsson picks. Us as a human, I would never, and this is what I mean by the future game and the future kind of looking ahead, and the bot doesn't look ahead while we do. I would just use these cards in cap modes. They just seem like they need to be in cap modes. And yeah, I'm not prioritizing my cap modes, but I am keeping them in mind when I'm picking out my lineups. If we see some L15 43s in there with strong home fixtures, you know, this is why we do so well in cap modes, right? We've a big gallery, we've a lot of flexibility with our cap mode lineups, a lot of low L15 players. Like if you look at someone like Channy's gallery, Channy's got a real quality over quantity gallery, and I'm not saying by any stretch my way is better. I can nearly confidently say if we're talking about ROI, Channy's is just a better way to do it. My gallery's too big. I'm forever trying to trim the fat, but however, it does suit me for cap modes, all right? And we do yield a lot back from cap modes and hitting that threshold on the reg. So yeah, I do see a slight edge for sure there, especially if Dan Rotz doesn't play and Larsson does. Gonna be interested to see how this one pans out. And then we got cap 220 rare, and it was definitely cap 240 rare that was next chosen. And this is what I mean. Like, look at this nice 84, very strong lineup. The bot says. Let's see what the bot went for itself. A lower score. See, and this is from us thinking ahead. We got a bit of a higher score, but I gotta say the bot's cap 240 rare just looks amazing as well. A Captain's Lefort. By the way, I hope it's going to be really easy to see the rewards from like the lineups from the algo and our own lineups and stuff. But anyway, I'm excited to do it all. It'll be fun work. Yeah, I still think this is anyone's game. I mean, we've Alvaro Garcia and Dave Kvicha, and this is where like the bot is wrong, right? Are you telling me Alvaro Garcia is a better matchup away to Cadiz when Vallecano are rotating their squad, when Kvicha is at home to Udinese? Like, so yeah, I'd actually ignore this number for these specific lineups. Where did we go next? I think it was Cap 220 Super Rare. The teams don't really, really sad with Correa. We actually thought we were being a smartass by using Correa in this lineup. Correa was projected to sit on the bench, but I said to myself, you know what? Atletico Madrid have a lot of fixtures. They could easily rotate. Correa comes off the bench every single game at least, right? And wait till you see what the Cap 220 Super Rare algorithm went for. But Correa looks like he's going to be injured, and we've just fucked it. Knee problems. God, that kills me, man. Obviously not just for the battle against the algorithm, but Cap 220 Super Rare was a really nice way to just get a tier 4, tier 5 Super Rare into the gallery worth like 80 to 150 to 200 quid, which is obviously big if we're talking about weekly returns. A tier 5, tier 4 Super Rare is quite big for me right now. So we have about 50 Super Rares total in the gallery, you know, so winning a Super Rare, our whole Super Rare pool increases by 2%. Correa looks like he's going to be out injured. We only used 200 points in this lineup. But this is where the algorithm went different. And now just ignore the Correa injury, because when I plugged these in, Correa wasn't set to be injured. Or at least I'm pretty sure the algorithm didn't know Correa was injured. But it went like this. It used Chimi Avila instead of Correa, but it used a DNP keeper. So basically it chose the DNP keeper instead of our DNP forward. But our DNP forward isn't really a DNP forward, because aside from this fucking injury that happened, Correa was just dead on nailed to get minutes. So to boil it down, 5 players who are going to get minutes versus 4 players who are going to get minutes. The algorithm scores this Guilherme Hubert card as an F. It's just got nothing going on except for a matchup, but the matchup doesn't count. Correa also an F, but Correa is going to get minutes. So this is how. Yeah, and anyway, so this is how I felt very confident that I'd at least pip the algorithm on Cap 220 Super Rare, and I was also quite confident that this team could do something in terms of yielding a reward for us, you know? Because I think without this injury, Simeone says, okay, Correa, we got Lazio next midweek. We got a bunch of fixtures. We're going to play you against Osasuna to rest. I have a new HyperX mic and Hypercast, whatever you call it, and it's just so damn sensitive. Cap 220 rare now. Wow, minus 11. What happened? So when we were lining this up, I think Illich went. Saul went up to a 48. Wow. So this is looking good for us. I'm really excited to see what's happened now for the midweek scores. Fagner was a 30. Barini was a 54. Saul was a 42. Illich was Lafort was a 57. So I think everyone's already. Oh my God, I'm so excited to get into this. I mean, it's Wednesday. I'm out here in Cambodia with a weird time zone. Like sometimes we just miss all the football. I miss United's 3-0 victory last night in the Carabao Cup. So let's see how it's a good clue that we're going well, because this team fitted into the 220. And yeah, let's see how the algorithm. So yeah, the algorithm's looking good as well, but not as good as us. It looks like Fagner played and had a good game, which is really good to see, because I was a little bit worried about him not playing, DNPing. Wow, I want to get into these results now. I do have to still fill out the limiteds. It's going to be a long one, lads, but pin comments to the video if you do want to skip forward. To the rewards. Brain's a bit scrambled here. Stay hydrated, fellas. So that's all the teams, right? Rare Pro, Rare, yeah, boom, boom, bam, bing, bing, bong. So I'm quite happy to end it with this team. The Cap 220 Rare is looking like we definitely are going to pip the algorithm. But again, whoever's got the most money earned from cards and ETH combined, and by cards we're going to, we're going to see what the cards are worth in terms of ETH to see who wins, us or the algorithm. So we have the list of prioritized limited lineups. We went for this Serie A Lazio stack first. This was the first limited team we went for. Oh, also, we used Illich in our Cap 220 rare, and ALGO used Oblak in Cap 220 rare. So we just need to take out Oblak. Nice one. Put Oblak there, and let's see the Serie A limited lineup. Now, I think the algorithm might have a little advantage for these limited lineups because the Tuesday fixtures have already been done and dusted. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Serie A Pro Limited, the Pro 270s. I love these leagues. I thought it was going full Lazio stack for a sec. Now CDK away. Yeah, it's weird that. Obviously, we go full Lazio. Oh, Raman Ugly. Play Sharper. Play Sharper looked really good that all these guys were going to play. I was so happy with it. God, I'm so eager to check the results now. So we'll save that in. And then we're going La Liga. Pretty weak, to be honest. But I still think it's got a puncher's chance. We did squeeze Bellingham into the team because we have these low-cost players. Oz Kakar, the algorithm would have never have picked this guy, but I think with Paulista out injured, I think he's going to play. I think. The algo, I feel like they're going to... Oh, sorry, that's semi-pro. Oh, no, you don't. You're not using all those commons, you cheat. Yeah. Looks good for sure. I mean, we've Bellingham over Rudiger, so that's like the main difference. But they've Darder over our Kenk, so it's like, yeah, it's interesting. Then we went Cap 270 limited. We normally prioritize Cap 270 limited, but we just went for the Serie A La Liga first to make sure we had good, decent La Liga and Serie A lineups. It's good to see this because after the Tuesday fixtures, the players have... Oh, I did see Auxerre won 4-0. And I also saw my an away rare card. Yeah, right here. Oh, sorry. Right here. He's playing for Auxerre now, and I have an Auxerre limited stack. So what did I do? Went ahead and spent £5 on AWU limited card for Auxerre. Auxerre. Cap 270 limited. What have you got, algorithm? Don't be peeking at the results now. Don't be cheating. Don't be looking at the Sorare results. So pretty similar. Similar keeper, but different keeper. And then it's just Atsuki Ito instead of Elber, which is also quite similar. So yeah, interesting. It's anyone's game. Casio Elber with the Auxerre stack. Vargas Ito with the Auxerre stack. Elber scores a little better than Ito. Ito has a better home fixture. This is first against second in the J League. Then we went for All-Star Limited, and I remember we just kind of picked our best. We just roughly picked our best limited players with the highest L15s. Not necessarily because we were in a rush, but because we were, keeping cap modes in mind, keeping cap 240 in mind, and just we have nowhere else to put these big hitting, high cost players. We can't put them elsewhere. But let's see what the algorithm went for All Star Limited. Yeah, it's a lot more solid. It doesn't have that risky Agbadou player in there. So yeah, looks like the algo might pit me on All-Star Limited, but who knows if that really matters. Then we went Cap 240 Limited, which looked like this. We're always going to have a pretty strong Cap 240 team against all scarcities. 72 and... Even though I don't think this number is the be-all, end-all, damn, they are pipping us. They use Albella. Oh no, you can't use. You can't use this card. No, 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 no. Shit. How do I do that? I know what to do. I know what to do. Because we just bought this guy after the game week had closed. I do a Wayo card. So let me just put him into this, so he can't be used. I'm like, oh no, you don't. But this is why I bought this player. Our Oxford stack in the League 2 is going to be League 2 is going to be amazing. Save that in there. And let's just see what it does. I mean, let's just see if it's... So it puts in Sorare Kaba. Okay. And let's see if we do it again. Does it rejumble it? Oh, it does rejumble it. It does rejumble it altogether. That's interesting. And this is what it's going to go for, because we have to do it as if, you know, we're not going to just let it pick the lineup, take out one player, and then let it fill it in. That's not fair. That's not letting the algo do its thing. It is still pipping us in the score, though. I love that we're getting to use this Mandragora card. That's a recent, like, Tier 5 limited that we won. So we are looking at Cap 220 limited. Champ Euro, a throwaway Champ Euro. But a throwaway Champ Euro lineup with our leftover players that could do something, you know, a little 5% shot. Interested to see what the algorithm went for with the leftover weak Champ Euro players. Probably something similar. Or maybe it has... Yeah, because it didn't use the Teddy Tuma with the same place I used them. It's similar, but ours has pipped it. On paper, anyway. And then we went 220 limited as a last lineup for limited. Delighted to get into these scores now. Really excited. Nesri, love this guy. I love him from FIFA, to be honest. There's a bit of bias there. And yeah, I'm always loving my Cap 220 limited team. I guess it's because it's the only lineup, aside from the amateur lineups, where you can use a common card, right? And it's a legit lineup that, you know, sometimes messy common cards in this lineup. But yeah, fun. And the algorithm, it's always interesting to see what the algorithm goes for in cap modes. Yeah, okay, Rudiger used. This is quite... Kaba is clashing with Rudiger here. Lochoshvili, he's already played... I saw, because he was like the first fixture on Tuesday on early. It's the only game that I saw before I went to sleep. And he scored something average, but he didn't DNP, so, you know, I'll give you that one, algorithm. So, that's what it's looking like. If we go to the saved lineups, just make sure there's 8 there each, including the Cap 220 rare. Yes, indeed. So who do you think's going to win, lads? Well, I want you to tell me who you think's going to win before we get into these results of the midweek so far, because we have about 1/3 to half of the midweek done already, and we're going to find out what's happened together. So I should probably keep up the lineup builder on the side. It's all right, just to see what the algorithm's chosen. Yeah, I'm doing that. My save. I always go into basketball, my save lineups. That's what we got cooking for the weekend upcoming. Limited algo is what we just want to keep on the side here. So I do Anaewu. Yeah, he didn't score great, but we actually bought him after this score. Just before we hit record on this video, we bought him, as you saw. Wow, the Croc with an absolute misfire. Now I'm just happy to. I just want to see my players do well. The whole fucking algorithm versus me stuff. That's the second priority, right? And let's just see what the rare algorithm is chosen as well for, like, the likes of the Croc. Yeah, the Croc's in the under 23 rares. Oh yeah, it's in both of our fucking under 23s, because the Croc was great on paper, man. Okay, Nesri, yeah, not surprised to see that there at all. And I think the algorithm didn't use him at all, right? Yeah, it used Rudiger instead, so fuck you, Algo. It used Rudiger twice. Oh yeah, the Pro, I was saying that it's the only lineup where you can use common cards. The Pro 270s as well. Well, this is why I like Pro 270s as well. I think it's a really fun format. I think they should do a common like amateur line format as well, where you get to do one like all-star amateur, and then you get to pick a lineup from all your drafted players. That would be a cool one, right? Which is kind of similar to what they do already. Great to see Nesri on the score sheet. Okay. Enzo Basilo looking good for our cap 240. Where did the algorithm play him? Didn't use him. Oh, it used him in all-star. Okay. Okay. I see you. Benjamin Andre in Academy. Dang. But we have 3 Benjamin Andre cards, so let's see where else we've used them. Well, there's another one in the Academy. And there he is in Champ Euro, the throwaway Champ Euro. Where did the algorithm put the Benjamin Andre? Was it in the throwaway Champ Euro? It was, but also All-Star Limited. So the algorithm's All-Star Limited is looking quite good. And to be fair, the format we're doing this is like the most dollars won. So if the algorithm's marching towards a tier 1 limited from All-Star, that could be a 50 to 100 bucks on the board for sure. But good to see Benjamin Andre in the score sheet. Agbadou came off the bench. Fucking hell. You gave that guy 2 minutes? Right. All-Star Limited is done for us. You see the difference there? The algorithm's off to a flyer with All-Star Limited. Hopefully we can make up for it elsewhere. Oh no. Lewandowski, man. It's only amateur. Romarino, this was a throwaway Champ America Limited. Sorry, I could have hidden the lineups I need to hide beforehand. Lafort with the 56 in a clean sheet. Not amazing. Fagner with the respectable 40. Where did you guys use... Where did the fucking bot use Fagner and Lafort? It used Fagner in cap 220. It used Lafort in cap 240. Okay, but this is quite nice. This is quite nice. Look at this for a cap 220 rare. Lafort and Barini, some big hitters in the cap 220. Oh my... What happened to Grill? What happened to Grill here? Oh, this is a throwaway lineup, thank God. Just farming some SO coins. All-Star Rare. Danilo has played and he scored a 72. Well, at least it wasn't... I'm pretty happy with that. That's what's expected of Danilo, like high 60s, low 70s. Man. I'm so tired of Gundogan, man. I'm so tired of Gundogan. Every time we have a... Oh, man. The big European clubs. Like, they're so tired. Like, the Madrid... I've got Valverde for Madrid. I've got Modric for Madrid. I've Rodrigo for Madrid. I've Joselu for Madrid. I've Gundogan for Barca. I've Mane for Bayern. I've Gnabry for Bayern. I've Goretzka for fucking Bayern. Every single one of those players I just named are just dropping 25s and DNPs and this and that. I'm just going to list all of them in a bundle for 1 ETH. Because they're fucking making my hair turn grey, man. Fucking killing lineups. I don't want to look at this fucking lineup anymore now. God almighty. I'm like, right, finally Gundogan's actually going to play. And look, I'm happier he played than came off the bench. So sorry, yeah, I'm talking about DNPs. He played the game, he just didn't score well. That's down to a big Mallorca performance. Gundogan was used anywhere. It was used in All-Star Rare as well for the Algo. Full rage there. Okay, they used them very similar. Cap 270 limited. Yeah, the Yorkshire boys absolutely doing it. Wow. Fucking hell, man. So Elber could really do it for us. Wow, we're still... it's hard to get a podium, isn't it? I mean, Casio with a 57. That's not even a clean sheet. Yeah, that's fair enough. Jubal, Ravlison, Perrin. Yeah, they used it the same way. The only differential was, like we had already discussed, Ito and Vargas is the only differential. So yeah, that's what's done so far. I mean, I gotta say, I think the algorithm is in the lead right now. After the game week, when we open our rewards and we check all the lineups from this midweek, this game week 410, We're going to see if we did conquer the robot. And yeah, not feeling over the moon with confidence. Now we got some rewards to open, and don't worry, this will only take a second. We just have 4 lineups to look at. Our 5 lineups to look at. Our 4 lineups that won, 6. Our 4 lineups that won cards, 1 honorable mention in a Cap 270 rare, and then the ETH from the sweet Cap 240 super rare lineup. Bundesliga Pro Limited, one of our 2 tier 3s coming in. Harry Kane with 5 decisives at home to Bochum. Marvin Dush captained in this. Dush. Some very respectable 23 AA. Love to see it. And yeah, we were relying on this defensive stack of Frankfurt. We were like, I had nearly hidden this team because I had seen how far away I was from getting a reward, and I'm like, wow, I need Frankfurt to get a clean sheet against Freiburg. As you can see, we're 31 points off no reward. If Freiburg scored at any point, there's no tier 3 coming in. It's very dense and saturated and competitive. Amateur divisions, then the limited divisions and the limited pro divisions. Like, don't be so entitled out there looking for your podiums. Cap 270 limited, also the tier 3 coming in hot. Matt O'Reilly, just an amazing player. Carlos Cuesta. Carlos Cuesta, man. I've put him into a lot of under 23 lineups. I've put him into a lot of challenger lineups. I've put him into a lot of cap mode lineups when his L15 has gotten low down. And God, does he let a lot of lineups down. Now, we do have 2 of his cards. Looks like there's a little bit of yield there. But, yeah, happy to see who we bring in from basically Matt O'Reilly just single-handedly with the Casio clean sheet. Getting it done. This is the honorable mention Cap 270 rare. Just wanted to show off Dwight McNeil. I think he's an amazing card. I generally like to sell my Premiership cards, or don't really have, I sold my Tarkovsky, I sold my Bruno Guimaraes, I'm going to sell Joe Linton, I'm going to sell Sterling. I just keep Luke Shaw because I love Luke Shaw, and Dwight McNeil because I love Dwight McNeil. And Dwight McNeil is a player. As much as I follow the Prem closely, I've found Dwight McNeil true so rare. And look at a score like this. You see this, Everton 0, Manchester City 3. Super respectable 30 AA dropped in a 3-0 defeat. These are the things I like. He gets tackles in, I believe, even though he's an offensive player. Oh, he doesn't get points on the tackles. God, no, you're so rare, Sven. But yeah, Goretzka killing this team. You can see where that frustration is coming from. I'm just tired of having players from big teams, to be honest. I like the nailed-on starters for like the outside top 4 teams. And yeah, tier 4 under 23 rare card coming in. Enzo Fernandez, the first player I ever bought on the platform. Really letting us down. Aral Simsir, I can't say this is letting us down. We can't expect him to drop a decisive with the AA. We did expect a score from like this. We just knew Samsir was capable of some really high peaks because he likes to drop AA. If he got on the end of a decisive, obviously we're laughing. But yeah, Enzo just really killing the team there. We're 33 points off of tier 2. Getting into the top 30 players. We're really close, but Chelsea just a circus right now. And I mean, why not? I always like to look at the price graph. It's a crazy one. We got Enzo all the way back here. 22nd of January, 2022. Wait a second. That's not us. That's not us. Bought by Sven Calls on auction. Yes, indeed. So it was right at the start of 2022. Coming up on 2 years ago now. And he's way back down to the same. I think he'll break 1 ETH again, though, if he can just hit some better scores. And maybe he gets a move to a big European club at some point. But yeah, I mean, like, let's go. Let's just bring it back for a moment. River scores 100s. Bang, bang, bang. Goes to Benfica. Look how he started off. Look at these first 3 games at Benfica if we roll down to the bottom here. Look at all of this, man. This is when he was up to 3 ETH plus. And he was like the top 5 players on the platform. Chelsea. There's a certain stretch here. And I'm not even talking the last... I mean, like 4 out of the last 5 games are miserable. Chelsea are just hilarious right now. And even look at this 3-0 victory against Luton. But it's dispatch. It's dispatch here. Starting from the 44. Starting from this 44. It's just the 60s. 40, 55, 57, 40, 55, 50. These are scores from some dude who cost $50. I could show you a $50 midfielder under 23 that drops scores like this. Honestly. But anyway, I love you, Enzo. Get well soon. Get your scores well soon, mate. Let's open these cards, shall we? How long are we in? 2 hours in now. We're 40 minutes in. A lot of setting the scene for the algorithm versus me battle that we're about to get stuck into in the next video. Well, we're about to see the rewards in the next video. $200 of ETH. After our recent Robert Glatzel bit of business, we're looking at a lot of ETH in the bank right now. Also coming off one of the biggest poker score of my career. So things are going good. We could be making our first purchases in a while. Try to get some good value auctions. Let's crack into these tier 3s, shall we? Save the Bundesliga Pro one till next. So another Dane. Leipzig Danish. Yusuf Poulsen. Now I like that because when Denmark played San Marino recently, I bought a second Højbjerg copy. I bought a Christensen copy, who's obviously playing centre-back for Barca, who's got some La Liga Pro 270 limited utility. I also got Jonas Wind, who's just doing bits at Wolfsburg now, who's got some Bundesliga Pro 270 limited utility. As we are trying to get more and more competitive in essentially every league we compete in. But yeah, if Poulsen plays for, and I know he used to anyway get playing for Denmark a little bit now, but I guess Jonas Wind is on the up and he's on the down. His card is worth $3. Wow, look at these. He's playing Bayern, City. So he's just got a god-awful run of fixtures. But let's see. Well, Bochum at home, actually. Yeah, this is these recent Denmark games. Yeah, he's not really a Danish player on the regular. But yeah, if there's ever some international fixtures, just buy players who are... oh, by the way, Christensen DNP'd this game and killed us. We still hit a really nice reward this game week with a Christensen DNP in our 270 limited lineup. That's how much these guys just banged. Maybe Ericsson limited would be a cool little card to get. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's always a bit of a tax on the Man United cards, isn't there? Nice, respectable score of 3 there against Bayern. Anyway, off on a tangent we're going. Bundesliga Pro. Let's see. I mean, we just won a Bundesliga card, so that's cool. Oh, Japanese. It's Haruki Oto. No, it's not. It's Ko Itakura. Okay. Itakura. Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think I have this weird memory. I feel like the first ever FIFA game I played, it was like FIFA 2002, and my uncle was like showing me how to play, and it was Man U against Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we just keep restarting the game and like winning 13-0. Anyway, this guy looks decent. Ripe old age of 26. Let's compare him to our beloved Hiroki Ito. Quite similar. 24, L40 of 54, 26, L40 of 53, both Bundesliga centre backs. Cool. And yeah, he is a keep man because we've just brought in some nice little reinforcements for our Bundesliga Pro 270 Limited. And even though we don't have any other Borussia Mönchengladbach players, it's nice to have that other option of fixture. So when the fixtures for a certain weekend of Bundesliga games comes out, now when Borussia Mönchengladbach have a good home fixture, I can put this guy in my defender slot for the Pro 270 limited Bundesliga lineup. Let's see what this tier 5 second division Euro card is. I mean, I can't really ask for much. By the way, $11 from those two cards so far. Wow. Okay, I'll take a Fürth player because we have a bit of a Fürth thing going on. Meyerhofer. We have Luca Itter. We have a couple of Gruther Fürth forwards, including one of our most valuable super rare cards is a Fürth player. Marco Meyerhofer. Probably some pretty low scores. He's injured. He's got some calf problems. I mean, it's a tier 5. This is exactly what is kind of thing we're expected. Brings us up to, we'll keep it at $11. Because I think we rounded up to $11 total from our cards, and this guy's worth 50 cents. Okay. Let's have a little look at, like, cause he's got a long career ahead of him, and I'm not going to sell him for 50 cents. Oh, he's not on the platform that long. He was probably a farmer a few years ago, or a milkman or something. No, it's a bit rude. I just want to see if you dropped any good AA aside from that 23 we saw in that 1-0 away victory. I mean, way back when, he dropped a nice bit of AA in a 3-0 defeat against Dortmund. He's not bad, you know. He's not. Oh, sorry. I'm doing the limited score. I do this a lot for rewards videos, getting rares and limiteds mixed up. Call it $10. I don't think we call it $10, man. Call them $5. So let's call it a total of $16 from the 3 cards so far, and 216 including the ETH. So 216 and a tier 4 under 23 now coming in hot. You know, a lot of midweek fixtures where we need under 23 players to line up. Obviously, any tier 4, any tier 5 is great for cap modes. Who are you? You're a Cypriot. You're a defender. Charleroi. Andreu. 20. I like this dude already, man. I like Charleroi. There's a defender for Charleroi that I just love Ozern Way for, who's kind of just not playing football right now. And this guy's a very, very young, 20 years of age. Andreu. So he's 21 now. This L40 of 47 is surprising. I was expecting to see more yellow. How did you manage to get that? Was this at another team, or... Man, he gets playing for Cyprus. He played the full match in that 6-0 defeat against Spain. Man, I'm really liking these rewards so far. Well, they're over now, but... I mean, what are we going to call this guy in terms of value? I guess we'll just go off those sales and we'll add a bit of juice because his floor seems to be taking him a little bit above those recent sales at least. Oh, so he got a goal and a clearance? Wow, what a performance, man. Sad that they couldn't come away with a point. Imagine in the dressing room, you've cleared a goal off the line, you've scored a goal, you've still lost. Hopefully he doesn't inflate his ego too much. He did end up having a pretty bad game straight away then against St. Truden. Maybe after this game his ego was inflated and he went into this St. Truden home fixture like kind of a bit of a pep in his step, a bit arrogant. But yeah, man, he really just drops some minus AA sometimes, doesn't he? Well, no, 3 times. Damn, that I was really enjoying him until I saw those minus AAs for a centre back. For a full back, that's one thing, but maybe it's just his style. Maybe we should see it as a plus. Higher peaks, lower lows, lower floors, higher peaks. Anyway, that's who we got. We got a nice under 23, and we are creating a list of real young players like for our gallery. So he's a nice one to put into my future, my youth players. Don't think we're going to sell him just yet anyway. He's going for, what is it now? So 216 plus, call it 45, 46. Not bad. $262 from the weekend. 5,000 Sorare coins. We'll take it, lads. We'll take it. Really, really interested to see how we do against the algorithm. We have all the lineups plugged in now. Obviously, we have all our lineups plugged into Sorare and here on Sorare data. And yeah, limited algorithm, rare algo. In the next video, we'll be opening our rewards from the midweek and we'll be seeing who did it, us or the algorithm. I know I was thinking us, but going through the lineups there and what scores have already been in the books, I'm feeling a little less confident. But anyway, until the next video, have a good midweek, lads. Chat to you later.